Hey there, and welcome back to Mr. Payne Games, where I'll attempt to game your English class. Do me a favor, like the close personal friend that you are, and subscribe to my channel. And if you find this video useful and or entertaining, give me a big thumbs up. In the first episode about character and characterization, I talked about how characters are designed and why that is important to readers, gamers, and viewers. I briefly touched on a character's personality traits, but I totally ignored a super important character quality: motivation. If you've ever watched detective shows like Castle, you have undoubtedly heard them talk about motive, why people commit crimes. When we talk about character motivation, it is basically the same thing, which is why the words sound so familiar. Motivation is the reason that characters do the things they do. You might remember at the beginning of Mass Effect, you get to choose Shepard's background as a spacer, colonist, or Earthborn. Then there's a choice about what kind of hero Shepard is. All of this makes sense because real people are not made in a vacuum. A big part of who we are is determined by our experiences, right? Here's an example. When I was young, like way too young, I watched the movie Arachnophobia. It's about a bunch of deadly spiders. These spiders were a cross between some, like, African spider and the common house spider, so they looked super normal. They didn't look like killer spiders, just your run-of-the-mill little guys. And now, for the rest of my life, I hate spiders. Like, a scream and run away kind of fear of spiders. I swear to God, don't y'all use that against me. I'm trusting you with that information. Motivation is pretty closely linked to personality or invisible character traits too. Last time I talked about how Mass Effect offers opportunities for Shepard to be either Renegade or Paragon. As you progress through the game, you have to evaluate your Shepard's motivation, which builds his or her personality. You largely do this without thinking too much about motive, you just want to win the game. But some of the choices are kinda tough, and those are the ones that really stick with me because life is often fairly complicated. There are consequences, good or bad, for each choice that we make, and we have to think about that. The other thing about character motivation is that it makes the character believable or not. Really good characters are created through the character traits that we talked about last time and motivations that make sense. If Shepard wants to save the universe, he or she is going to need help to do it. That may mean that Shepard is a good friend and ally to people, a paragon, but it could mean that Shepard doesn't have the time or patience to kindly convince people to help, leading to some punching and light shooting. Renegade traits. Whatever you choose, it has to make sense for Shepard's character. That's why the game tracks the degree of Renegade or Paragon you are. You can't be nice for the whole game and then flip your lid and start punching people for no reason. Okay, so here's a quick recap. Characters have physical traits that can be seen. These traits are often given to us through direct characterization. They have personality traits that are shown through words and actions, often through indirect characterization. And they have motivations for the things they do. All of these things, when done well, create a character who players and readers understand better. Of course, characters are as different as individual people, so it's important for us to experience their stories. Maybe you wouldn't choose to headbutt a Krogan, but you might be able to understand why someone would if you know their motivation. I think that's as good a place as any to wrap up. In the video description, I'll explain the difference between direct and indirect characterization in case the video leaves you questioning that part. Tell me who your favorite video game character is in the comments section, or movie or television character. I'll take whatever you got. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons before you go. I'm going to keep making these videos in hopes that you can find more understanding and game your English class, and I don't want for you to miss out. Until next time, go out there and make the universe a better place to live.